How you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler video series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. Eat stuff and drink stuff, and folks. I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, we're having a very extra beanie day today. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm in my back room today, which means we get Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. Ooh, Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am doing something else. What is it, though? I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for today, though? Happens to be my Tron Bond shirt. Yeah! I have no idea what that says. If you're unfamiliar with the character of Tron Bond, she is a antagonist in the Mega Man Legends franchise. Well, Mega Man franchise, Mega Man Legends series of games. She even starred in her own game, The Misadventures of Tron Bond, which I would genuinely put as being one of the best PlayStation games, bar none. It is up there. I'm a big fan of Mega Man. I grew up playing the original games and moved on to the X games. Then when the PS1 came out, they wanted to showcase, hey, 3D graphics and stuff. We can't do that with, classic Mega Man or Mega Man X. That's where we got Mega Man Legends. That's where we got Tron Bond. She's gone on to, show up in fighting games and other things like that. And she's a great character, and it's a great series. But anyway, what am I trying for today, folks? What are we doing here? Why is it a beanie day? Well, folks, that's because I just got through reviewing Boom from Serious Bean Co. Their hot honey baked beans. And I was going through the cupboard, and I was like, well, one can of beans is not enough to satiate the monster that is Brandon Wenzel. So, turns out I had some other beans that I could go over there and review as well. So what are they? They happen to be Boom from Bush's. These are Bush's Best Bluey baked beans. Slow simmered beans in a classic brown sauce with 6 grams of protein. They're vegetarian, they have great taste. We'll see. And they're a great source of fiber. So I don't know if these are like just normal baked beans, but just let's put Bluey on it, or if there's something special. We'll find out together, though. I don't have a lot of association with Bluey, but I'm certainly familiar with it. And I have watched a few episodes through, watching it with, friends' kids and stuff like that. So, but the beans look like that. They're a little anemic, honestly, but, beans. So, let's get a thing for the thing. It looks like that. And ha 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 ha! Yeah, okay. I mean, they look like just very bog standard beans, so. At least these came with some instructions. It was like, well, if you're going to cook it on the stove, just cook it till it simmers. So, that's what I did. Those are definitely just very basic baked beans, which, to be fair, is fine with me. I like baked beans. And for anybody, maybe you're somebody from abroad, or maybe, you're just not familiar with American-style beans. They tend to be sweeter, like they said on the thing, it's like a brown sugar sauce. So they're not, there's still, kind of a savoriness to it and everything. There's kind of a richness to the flavor. But there's, an inherent sweetness to it. I'll be honest, I do like it. I mean, I grew up, I don't eat a lot of beans, but, here and there. But certainly, you'd have, family get-togethers and stuff like that, Someone brings some baked beans, maybe put some hot dogs or some bacon in it. It's a good time. So these are definitely hitting that note. I just wish that, I think it's fine if you're going to go over there and you're going to, come together with, different brands for, marketing purposes and stuff like that. I mean, that's, strategy as old as time. But I will say, if you're going to go over there and tag in Bluey or something else, maybe go over there and, give it a little something extra. Like, if I'm not mistaken, and again, I haven't watched a lot of Bluey, I think Bluey is like Australian, right? Like, it takes place in Australia. Why not go over there and have like some Australian style beans? Tie it into the character. Because like, I mean, look, who the fuck are you buying this for, right? I mean, it's a kid's show. Plenty of adults watch it. I'm sure the couple episodes that I watched were entertaining, but it's primarily marketed towards kids. Maybe go over there, give them a little taste of, something outside the norm, right? At least give it something to work with. I don't know, but like, they are decent tasting beans. You can taste the brown sugar for sure. I mean, yeah, they're not going to be for everybody. I will say this. Like I said, I cooked them to simmer. I would have reduced these down more. Because they definitely still have quite a bit of juice in them. And for me, I mean, some juice is fine. I got no problem with that. But I think personally, I would have gone over there, let them simmer for maybe a few more minutes. But I didn't want to overcook them or anything, so. And they turned out fine. Like, they're tasty enough. They're doing what they need to do. I am just personally a little bit disappointed that, like I said, they didn't do anything special with the licensing, at least as far as I can tell. Maybe there's something. I can't even tell you the last time I had Bush's baked beans, but I know I have had them, and these to me just taste like, nice sweet baked beans. But they're good. Two questions have to be asked. Would I get them again? Would I recommend them? I mean, in this instance, it's effectively just asking me, would I get baked beans again? So, yes and yes. I like baked beans. They're not, like I said, they're not something I do on the regular, but every now and again I do like to get some beans. I'll even go over there, I'll bust out a European classic, put some beans with some Spam, put it on some toast. Oh yeah, I know the deal. So, and these are good. The Bluey Association means nothing, from where I'm standing anyway. And I mean, I guess technically you could keep this as a collectible. I actually do have a friend who, Facebook friend who goes over there and he keeps like all of this like, marketing stuff from like superhero stuff and everything. 10 years down the line, he sells the stuff, like an empty pizza box with like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. He sold it for like fucking like $100 or something, so not gonna retire on it, but I don't know. The one thing I will mention, it's a pop top. The pop top immediately broke. And then when I tried to use my can opener to get it open, it would not go all the way through. Like, I had to really kind of force the thing to go. So, I'm just saying, Bushes, especially with Bluey on this, you got a fucking lawsuit on your hands if you don't get that right. Anyway, but yeah, they're tasty enough. I'd get them again. If I'm recommending them, sure. Now, the question is, have to be asked, who am I recommending them to? Am I recommending them to just people like me, just want some baked beans? Or am I recommending them to the younger audience that Bluey would probably be most associated with? In that case, maybe not. And that's nothing against Bushes or anything, but I would think that, if you got a kid or something, nutritional value and stuff like that, you probably want some beans that have less sugar in them. Let's see. I'm sure it's got a thing here. Well, okay. I was going to say it's like 11 grams of sugar. I was like, okay, that's not bad. But then it's also, added sugars is 19%. So that's a lot of sugar. So, but they are good tasting beans. If you're just talking about the flavor, they're perfectly fine. Doesn't mean a damn thing about the Bluey or anything, but yeah. Anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there, have yourselves a truly Bluey-tastic rest of your life. Because again, people seem to be down with it. If I were considerably younger, I'm sure I would have grown up watching it. But I'm damn near 40 at the time I'm doing this, so Bluey's a little bit outside my wheelhouse. Mind you, I say that and it's like, well, I do play Pokemon and I still watch cartoons and stuff. So final 2 things are no, I did that. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. When we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what are your favorite cartoons growing up as a kid? I mean, for me, of course, it depends on, kind of what era you're in and stuff like that. I mean, I grew up, as a little kid, man, Transformers, GoBots, anything with robots I was into, If they transformed, even fucking better. Eventually moving on, when Cartoon Network became a bigger thing, and of course anime started to become, more prevalent, so there was that stuff. But I still would watch like a lot of the cartoon shows. Dexter's Lab, Ed, Edd n Eddy was probably my favorite. Still love it. It's a lot of cool stuff, man. But what about you? Hit me up in the comments.